In a society that often celebrates toughness, resilience, and perfection, the concept of vulnerability can seem synonymous with weakness. We learn to hide our flaws, fears, and insecurities in order to appear stronger, more competent, and more secure. However, paradoxically, it is in the openness and ability to show our true, imperfect selves that lies incredible strength, leading to authentic connections and deep personal growth. Vulnerability is not an act of surrender, but an act of courage, honesty, and a willingness to be truly intimate. This is seeing unlimited greatness. At its core, vulnerability is a willingness to be seen without embellishment, at the risk of being rejected or misunderstood. It is the moment when we take off our masks, drop our armor, and allow others to see into our inner world with its joys and sorrows, hopes and fears. It could be admitting a mistake, expressing a deep feeling, asking for help, or showing off your imperfect nature. It is in these moments when we dare to be authentic that we create the conditions for real, deep connections with others. After all, authentic relationships are built not on the illusion of perfection, but on mutual acceptance and understanding of human nature in all its complexity. Why is vulnerability perceived as weakness? Historically and culturally, vulnerability has often been associated with weakness. We have been taught that showing emotions, especially negative ones, makes us vulnerable to manipulation or attack. Schools and workplaces are encouraged to strive for perfection, and mistakes are hidden. Social media creates the illusion of a perfect life, where everyone only shows their successes and a flawless facade, which reinforces the fear of being different. Men are often brought up to don't cry, be strong, and women to be nice, don't show your anger. These social attitudes create a deeply ingrained belief that vulnerability is a risk to be avoided at all costs. Fear of rejection or judgment is a powerful driver that causes us to build emotional walls. We fear that if we show our true selves, we will not be accepted, loved, or worse, taken advantage of. This fear causes us to create barriers that, ironically, prevent us from receiving the very thing we crave most: authentic connection and acceptance. The power of vulnerability, openness to authentic connection. The paradox of vulnerability is that it is not a source of weakness, but the foundation for authentic strength and deep connections, authenticity and trust. When we dare to be vulnerable, we demonstrate our authenticity. This inspires others to reciprocate. People sense when you are being genuine, and this builds trust. In relationships, whether friendships, family, or romance, trust is the cornerstone. Without it, connections remain shallow and superficial. When you share your fears, doubts, or mistakes, you show that you trust the other person, and this invites them to do the same. Deep empathy and compassion. Another person's vulnerability evokes empathy in us. When someone shares their pain or insecurities, we often feel a surge of compassion and a desire to support. Conversely, when we show vulnerability ourselves, we give others the opportunity to show these qualities to us. This strengthens emotional connections and allows us to feel less alone in our experiences. Personal growth and resilience. Accepting your vulnerability is an act of self-acceptance. It allows us to not waste energy on maintaining a perfect facade, but to direct it toward growth and development. When we acknowledge our flaws and mistakes, we open the way to correcting and learning from. Every time we show vulnerability and do not crumble from it, we become stronger and more resilient. This teaches us that even when we are hurt, we are able to heal and move on. Conflict resolution and effective communication. In conflicts, vulnerability allows us to move from the battle state to a dialogue. Instead of defending ourselves or attacking, we can express our true feelings and needs, which often disarms the other party and opens the way to mutual understanding and compromise. For example, instead of an aggressive, "you always ignore me," can be more vulnerable, "I feel sad when I feel like my words don't matter to you," can lead to a completely different outcome. Vulnerability. Practice. Steps to openness. Being vulnerable is a skill that requires practice and gradually building trust. Start small and with trusted people. Don't reveal all your deepest fears to the first person you meet. Start with small acts of vulnerability with people you already trust and who you know will treat you with compassion and support. Become aware of your fears. Before being vulnerable, ask yourself, what am I afraid of when I think about being open? It could be the fear of being judged, rejected, or misunderstood. Becoming aware of these fears helps deactivate their power over you Embrace your imperfections, understand that no one is perfect, and it is our imperfections that make us unique and human. Accepting this fact is a powerful foundation for sharing them with others. Express your true feelings. Instead of speaking in generalities, try to name your emotions precisely. I feel hurt instead of you irritate me. This allows you to be more specific and facilitates deeper understanding. Ask for help. Admitting that you don't know or can't do everything on your own is a huge act of vulnerability and strength. It allows others to feel needed and included. Be prepared for different reactions. Not everyone can accept your vulnerability. Some may react with discomfort, others with judgment. It's important to understand that this reflects their own limitations, not your fault. Not every attempt at vulnerability will lead to the desired outcome, but don't let that stop you. The power of vulnerability is a profound revelation that changes our lives. By letting go of the need to appear perfect, we find the true freedom to be ourselves. This allows us to build deeper, richer relationships, overcome fears, and discover our true potential. This is the path to true strength, which comes not from armor, but from an open heart. The impact of vulnerability on personal well-being. Being open and vulnerable has a significant positive impact on our personal well-being and mental health. Constantly hiding your true feelings and maintaining a facade takes a huge emotional toll. It can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, depression, and a sense of isolation. When we suppress our emotions, they don't go away, but rather build up, creating internal tension that will eventually manifest itself in physical or mental problems. Vulnerability, on the other hand, acts as an emotional release, allowing us to release pent-up feelings and find inner lightness. Practicing vulnerability helps develop self-compassion. When we allow ourselves to be imperfect and talk openly about it, we learn to be kinder and more understanding to ourselves. This is especially important in moments of mistakes or failures. Instead of beating ourselves up, we can treat ourselves with the same kindness and empathy that we would show to a friend. This attitude towards ourselves strengthens our self-esteem and allows us to perceive failures as learning opportunities rather than as a reason for self-criticism. In addition, vulnerability helps to destroy the feeling of shame. Shame thrives in secrecy and silence. When we share our vulnerabilities, we often discover that we are not alone in our experiences. Understanding that others have similar fears, doubts, or mistakes normalizes our experiences and reduces the power of shame over us. It creates a sense of community and belonging, which is vital for our mental health. Embracing vulnerability also improves our ability to adapt and be flexible. Life is full of surprises, and things don't always go according to plan. People who are afraid to be vulnerable often try to control everything around them, which leads to rigidity and an inability to adapt to change. Opening up to vulnerability teaches us to let go of control, embrace uncertainty, and be more flexible in our thinking and behavior. This allows us to better cope with life's challenges and adapt to new conditions more easily. Ultimately, vulnerability is not just a gateway to deep relationships, but a fundamental component of a whole and healthy personality. It is a constant invitation to authenticity, to living without masks, which leads to deep inner peace, happiness, and true strength. By daring to be vulnerable, we find our true humanity.
If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep pushing forward, there are links in the description where you can donate. Every contribution helps us reach more people, do more good, and keep this mission alive. There's also a store down below where you can grab something for yourself, or even better, a gift for someone you care about. It's a simple way to spread love and let someone know they matter. We're all just trying to grow, to become better, to rise above the noise and step into who we're really meant to be. And I truly believe change is possible, the kind of change that creates a ripple effect and helps others see the beauty still left in this world. This channel is about real growth, real transformation, and I'm here to give you a front row seat to what that looks like. Raw, honest, and grounded in purpose. God is within all of us, and my goal is simple: to reflect that light as clearly and powerfully as I can, for you and for the world around us.